Hey, this is Kevin from Good Old Boys Fantasy Football Podcast. If you want more information like you're about ready to see, go ahead and hit like and subscribe to support this independent podcast.
Josh Jacobs finished RB3 for fantasy last year, 340 rush attempts, 1,653 yards, 12 touchdowns, 53 receptions, 46 targets, 400 yards, 0 TDs. Thoughts on Josh Jacobs?
Last year, RB3. The year before, it was a turd, right? I mean, this is the problem. I think he still finished like RB12 or something like that. But, he is a top 10 RB, and he got a franchise tag. I believe he signed, so we're good there with him showing up. So it's basically another contract year. So I like Josh Jacobs this year. I don't know if top 3 is necessarily where he's going to end up, but I do believe he is safely within the top 10 and a very good second round pick. So numbers, 340 carries. I haven't gotten that far down the list yet. I'm trying to think. I guess I wouldn't be overly surprised if he matches that total. I don't think he's going over necessarily because I don't think the Raiders are going to have a big enough lead in a lot of games to be able to do more. But the offense does really kind of float through him. And now with Jimmy G commanding the offense there, he is not a guy who you're going to have drop back and throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. So that means more running game, which means more Josh Jacobs. So this is going to be my swan song with him, just because last time I endorsed him, he killed me 2 years ago. And then last year I was out on him and he went RB3. So I'm back on the bandwagon. I'm, giving my support behind Josh Jacobs. And I think for the value that you get in the second round, he is a prime candidate of go Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson in the first round, turn around in the second round if you can, and pick up Josh Jacobs. And you have yourself one heck of a 1-2 punch if you're able to swing your draft that way in single quarterback leagues.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm necessarily in on Josh Jacobs this year, but I do think that I wouldn't be upset if I do that strategy, right, Kevin? That pick up that top end wide receiver in the first round and then turn around and grab a Josh Jacobs there in the second round. Like, that's fine by me. But I do think you have to be committed to going that route. And I don't know. Man, I'm just so torn on what this Raiders team is going to be this year that I just don't know if I'm like all in on getting Josh Jacobs.
Where I've seen him come off the board a lot is kind of anywhere in that RB6 to RB10 type of range, right? Like, you're going to see him come off the board kind of right there, tail end of the first, beginning of the second. You're going to be hard pressed to see him fall back into like the late second. You may even be hard pressed to see him fall back into the mid second type of thing. So, yeah, that's one of those that he will be gone early into the second in just about every draft that you're looking at there. And for good reason, right? There was only one running back that saw more opportunities on the ground than he did last year. It was Derrick Henry, right? And for the most part, we're probably going to see something similar to that. The only other running back that I think would challenge up there in number of carries, you could probably throw Nick Chubb into that mix there as well, right? Like, there's very, very few backs that are going to get over 300 carries on the ground there. And the beautiful thing about Josh Jacobs is he's got better hands than any of the other two guys in that same breath. Jacobs is one of the few guys out there that may see 400 plus opportunities this season when you combine both rushing and his pass catching work out of that. And is going to be a guy that can probably challenge for about 2,000 yards from the line of scrimmage again. So this is a guy that, yes, like Kevin, what you're talking about, where you get a high powered wide receiver, you pair him up with Josh Jacobs at the turn type of thing early, that late first, early second type of combo there. Absolutely love that kind of pairing. And Josh Jacobs is a guy that I'm willing to ride, just to take that leap with and take that ride on when it comes to, being that RB1 for me this year. And